Hello, ladies and gents. Happy Monday. As you can see, I'm not there today. I took in my daughter and she tested positive, so I will not be here all week. So you guys are going to be watching me through YouTube. I'll do half the sheet just like I normally would, and you're going to do the other half. If you have questions, you can message me on Canvas, and I can gladly hop on Zoom and help you. Okay. I do want to tell you that you will not have a makeup day this week. So, and I think that every day from now until finals, we're not going to have a makeup day. Okay, so make sure that you're staying on top of your stuff. You doing stuff for the week while I'm out is not really an option because you're not going to have time to make it up. Okay, the semester is rapidly coming to an end. Okay, so, but if you do need help, reach out, and, you know, I'll gladly respond. Okay, so today you should be doing 5.1 slope. It should be titled ID 25. It's Monday. And so we've kind of talked about slope before, and we've explored the idea of slope before. Okay, so you don't need to write this part down, but when we did this, y equals 10x plus 0, okay, this was our constant thing. That was our slope. If we make $10 an hour, $10 is our slope, okay? For every hour or for each hour that I work, I'm gonna make this much money, okay? So that is what slope is. And I'm gonna write all of your notes up here, so take a second and write them down with me, and then you'll be able to use these throughout. So we call slope, another name for it is called the rate of change. Okay, and we always use the letter M for slope, okay? And so this is the formula to find the slope given 2 points, okay? So it's gonna be y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Okay, and then you're also able to find a slope of a graph, and that is also rise over run, okay? And so that's our up and down, left and right, okay? So the run goes from left to right, the rise goes from up and down, and I know this may not make that much sense to you. And then I'm gonna draw you 2 pictures because some of you guys are definitely gonna need it when you start looking at the graphs, okay? So if you're given a graph that looks like this, okay, if the line is going this way, it is gonna be a negative slope, okay? If the line is going this way, it's gonna be a positive slope. Okay, and so when we're looking at graphs, that's when we do a rise over run. This is for when we're working with points. Okay, so we got our slope, our rate of change. That's our constant thing, our for each, or our per. Okay, per every gallon of gas, I owe this much money. For every McChicken I buy, I owe $1. Okay, so if I buy 3 McChickens, it's going to be $3, and obviously some change. But so if and take a second, pause it, make sure you write down all the notes. You're gonna need them in order to do these, okay? So when we're doing find the slope through each pair of points, okay, and that's that key word points, when we're doing the points, the very first thing you're gonna do is label. So we got x1, y1, that's how we label point, and this is our second point, so we're gonna say x2, y2. Okay, and so we're trying to find the slope with 2 points. And so we got our formula here, and so y2 goes first, and on my y2 is negative 6 minus, okay, I got a minus there, y1. Well, in this case, my y1 is negative 13 over x2 is 18 minus x1 is 10. Okay, and my suggestion would be to use a calculator because we need it in lowest terms. If you do it in your head, that's totally fine. But make sure that you reduce that fraction manually, okay? But the calculators are nice because it does it for you. So on the calculator, push the on button. You're gonna push the fraction button, okay? And we can type it in, negative 6 minus 13, minus negative 13, okay? Make sure you put those double minuses, and then 18 minus 10. Okay, I got 7 over 8. And if you get a decimal, remember you push that S to D button, and that'll change that for you. So 7 over 8 is what I got on my calculator, and so that's my slope. Okay, and when we're talking about the rise and run, or for each hour, I get 7 over 8 dollars, okay? For each hour, I eat 7/8 of a pizza. I would rise 7 and run 8, according to this, if we're looking at a graph, okay? So that's what we're gonna do for our pair of points, okay? And if I'm going too fast, I'm sorry. You can always pause and keep going. Okay, so our very first thing, we're gonna label x1, y1, x2, y2. Okay, so we say y2, 17, minus y1 is 1, over x2 is negative 13, minus my x1 is a negative 1. Okay, and so same thing, you can type those in your calculator. And this is what I was talking about. If you do it manually, because I know some of you guys are gonna, okay, so for those of you guys that know you're just gonna use the calculator, use the calculator. Okay, you would get 16 over negative 12. Okay, well that fraction does reduce, and so this is why the calculator is nice. So you could say 17 minus 1 over negative 13 minus negative 1. You would get negative 4/3. And so you can see that this fraction really reduces to negative 4 over 3. And so if you use the calculator, you can kind of skip this fraction step, and it just automatically reduces it for you. Okay, so I am definitely a fan of using the calculator because we're working with fractions, so some of you guys will forget to reduce, okay? Okay, so we got x1, y1, x2, y2. Okay, I know it doesn't seem like very much, but it's very important to label these because the further that we get, we're going to be working with multiple x's, y's, and m's, and so just get in the habit of labeling every time. Okay, so we got 12 minus my y1 is 17 over x2 is negative 4 minus, what is my x1? Negative 3. Okay, take a second and type that in the calculator. So 12 minus 17, and then negative 4 minus negative 3. You should get 5. Okay? And that's okay. Sometimes you're going to get a whole number. And 5, and when we're doing it with the graph, if you really want to, so 5 is really 5 over 1, because 1 does not change anything. Okay, but typically you don't write a number like that. You just write 5. So if you write 5 or 5 over 1, those are both right, okay? And when we're talking about the rate of change or the slope, for every hour, I make $5, okay? So if I work 2 hours, I should have $10, okay? I would rise 5 and run 1. Okay, so this one we got x1, y1, x2, y2. Okay, so I say y2 is negative 12 minus y1 is 0 over x2 is negative 11 minus my x1 is negative 6. So we got negative 12 minus 0 over negative 11 minus negative 6 is going to be 12 over 5. This is what you should get on your calculator. Okay, 9, we got x1, y1, x2, y2. Okay, so you're going to get negative 13 minus, what is y1? Okay, well y1 is negative 2.
Here's an answer from Wikipedia, ORG, 11 LVN. Listen,
Oh my gosh,
or
I'm here by myself and that just gave me the creeps about to die. Okay, so x2 is negative 8 minus 7. Freaking Siri, it plays too much. Negative 13 minus negative 2 over negative 8 minus 7. Okay, make sure on your calculator that you're typing in that double negative, okay? So I got a minus minus there. Okay, if you forget, it's going to make everything not be right, okay? So 11 over 15. Okay, I want you to take a second and pause the video and try to do number 11 by yourself and see if you're doing it right, okay? So pause it real quick and you do it yourself, and then you can push play and see if you got the same answer that I did. Okay, so I got x1, y1, x2, y2. Okay, so I got negative 13 minus 20 over negative 7 minus 5. Okay, should be 11 over 4. Okay, this video is gonna end, and I'm gonna do, the next video is gonna be over the graphing, okay? Please watch it, and make sure that you're watching the videos every day, okay? When you're done with your sheet, even though you guys we still gotta do the rest, okay? That's still included in today, just like it normally would be. Make sure that you're putting them in the box. If for some reason the box gets full, somebody in my 7th period tell Andrew to empty it, okay? He knows how, and make sure you're putting them in the box every day, okay?